Okay. Okay, yeah, we're live now. Hello, everybody. It's Nerds on the Couch, our live show. It's Thursday, 7 o'clock, December 11th, 2014, and we got a lot of stuff to cover. We took a couple of weeks off because we're recovering from Thanksgiving and vacations, and
Oh.
this is our show before we go on break again.
You know what? Sometimes you just can't have enough breaks.
What can we do? It's vacation time, so.
Yeah.
And also, again, a lot of TV shows and all that are going on vacation. Movies or there's only a couple of good movies coming up between now and Christmas time, which of course we're going to talk about one, and we'll talk about a little bit more down the road. But hopefully, again, Chino will join us once he gets his computer issues fixed.
Yep.
And right now, let's just jump into something that has happened the past couple of weeks. Trailers. Oh my
Yeah.
God, we've had trailers.
Good ones
Yeah.
too.
They just stuffed them down your throat and just made you eat as much as you can. It's the Thanksgiving of trailers.
And finally, some of these
I gotta
are
think.
well, some of these are reboots of old classics from the 80s for us that actually look quite good.
All right. Here's the thing, man.
Well, did you guys see the post I posted up on our page?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. It had Robin Williams, hairy guy from Jumanji, going, Jurassic Park, Terminator, Mad Max, Star Wars trailers? What year is this?
It's true. It is true.
Well,
I mean, really, everything old has come back.
well, the thing is that we had some reboots, just this year that basically put us with a very bad taste in our mouths. These are Miracles. Yeah. Sorry, I had to get that out of here. Stupid Michael Bay.
Well, I'm pretty sure that he would be labeled an arsonist somewhere, and they had to burn his whole family from the bloodline. Anyway,
Oh, the thing that
Well, we
got
need
to
to
me
go
was
ahead
that
and
it
get
was
a time machine just to stop
yeah.
him.
yeah,
Well, hold on. We'll talk about that on our next show because we're going to cover the best of and worst of 2014. And by golly, I'm sure Turtles is going to be there, but we'll save that for next show.
Especially to stop people
For,
from buying the DVD, the Blu-rays before it comes out.
it's already out, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you know how much I wanted to get that Blu-ray.
Well,
Yeah.
we're all busy buying the Guardians of the Galaxy Blu-rays and all that.
I didn't
Which-
have to bother. I got Guardians of the Galaxy about 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
You got the online?
Yeah, 3D and 2D.
Yeah.
So I was
See,
in
I'm
my...
annoyed now. They're not. I love when they do Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy. They don't do that anymore.
Well, sometimes they do.
Well, Disney does. I had to buy. I bought the Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray and digital copy
Wow,
because
really?
they only have Blu-ray and then they have DVD separate.
Hmm.
So I mean, they're kind of hosing us down with that. I'm kind of annoyed.
Oh, I
But
could take the 3D disc off your hands if you want. But I'm not going to pay it, though.
Yeah, I might get a 3D. You already have 3D, so shut up.
I enjoy my 3D. Yesterday, you saw me stuffing all the 3D glasses into my coat.
All right, Chino, you with us? Eloquent as always, Chino.
Yeah. As I said before, I think I like this, Chino.
Okay, Chino, I think you're going to have to write notes and post it on the screen.
Oh God.
Or if you can, get in your car and drive over to my house really quick.
Well, you can be Genma today. You have a panda outfit?
Uh,
Okay.
Genma Samakuri.
Yeah, dude, we're not hearing you, man. So hopefully you can hear us. And
Hopefully
yeah,
you can
we
fix
see
that.
your face making gestures. So
Yeah, those great gestures.
Dude, he's gotten into a Helen Keller phase.
Uh, hey, why don't you?
uh,
Why doesn't he just call you and you can hold the phone to the mic?
yeah, go ahead, man. Call me. I'll put you on. Go ahead. I'll put you on.
Our roving reporter.
Don't we have a phone number line he could call?
Remember we couldn't
I
get it to
don't
work
know.
with this thing?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It doesn't
Yeah,
work
it's
with
not.
the Hangouts.
Yeah, it
It
doesn't work with that.
have we
Okay, well,
found a way to get it done? Working?
okay. No, apparently it's not compatible with the Google Hangouts. It's either one or the other.
Well, I heard that. That came from Chino.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we can hear him now, but
you know.
can't see him.
Okay. Well, it's better to hear him than see him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he went
we
ahead
hear
and
you
took
now,
off
buddy.
he
Yeah,
took
but
off his.
You hear us?
yeah,
Okay, dude.
yeah.
You know what? If
You
we
look
can't see
better.
you, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'd rather hear you.
Well, let him talk. Gino, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn. All right, no headphones. Something's up with the headphones.
Yeah, okay. It's better just to hear you than see you, but.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay, he's
Go
back.
back the other way. Go back the other way.
Don't worry about it. All right.
Okay. We got to talk about the trailers. First up that's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. The first one I think came out a little bit before Thanksgiving. And honestly, I am shocked that it actually looks good. And I'm talking about Jurassic Park or Jurassic World.
I
And
thought it was just going to be a Jurassic Park again, just like the other Jurassic Park movies were. And I was quite impressed, yeah.
it really knocked me out just seeing the trailer. And the first thing that got to me was that, oh my God, they got the park working. There's tourists at the park. What
For
could
once.
go wrong?
And it's being run by SeaWorld.
I just like that line about the Pirates of the Caribbean, coming out to eat eat the guests.
Which has happened to us, ladies and gentlemen. We can vouch it has happened to us.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Gino, if you can talk, I know you're not a big fan of Jurassic Park. Did the trailer move you at all?
Um. uh. I don't think people are gonna. If people see it, it's probably gonna be fans of Jurassic Park. It's not gonna be people like me who was not a fan of it. Trailer didn't really mean anything to me. Not even
Well, I
with
think
Chris Pratt, which I like Chris Pratt. And that kind of worries me a little bit about this movie because I like Chris Pratt when he's funny. I've never really seen him do a serious role.
I got the impression that people are going to see it because it has Chris Pratt in it.
Well,
Right now his stock is up.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
He's up,
here's
but
the other thing
like
that
I
I'm
tell
going to
you,
say.
he does good when he's funny. I've never really seen him do a serious role.
Well, how do you know this role's not
I'm
funny?
gonna like him. Huh?
How do you know this role's not going to be funny?
It doesn't look like a funny movie, man. I could be wrong though.
Well, it looks like he still has his, it doesn't look like he's a serious action guy in it. Which kind of worries me. He might be trying to play the same part as Star-Lord in this.
Yeah.
He might.
And then everybody keeps posting the memes of him riding the motorcycle with raptors.
I am Groot.
Well, this is what I'm going to say for Gino. Here's the thing. You're of an older generation. Just like us, we've seen Jurassic Park.
I've
And
never
there's
seen
an
Jurassic
entire
Park.
What?
I've never seen Jurassic Park. I've only seen the third one with Renee. That's it. That's the only
Yeah, I
Jurassic Park
made
I've
him
ever
go.
seen. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Again,
Then
being the
then all you did
contrarian
was
that
see the
he is, you won't
crappiest
see it.
one.
Yeah,
all you did-
dude, I'm not a fan of Jurassic Park, dude. I'm not a fan. One way or the
Jurassic
other.
Park 2 and 3 are terrible. The only good one is the first one. But here's what I was going to say. Enough time has gone past that this is going to be a new generation's Jurassic Park. Uh,
Well, obviously they're on hamster wheels.
yeah, it's like when I saw that, I was like going, okay, we really have gone up in the world in our tech. I mean, do I get to go ahead and go around in the tubes as well? But
Oh, dude, you're
I
right.
don't
It is a
know.
Futurama world.
You know, well, one of my points would be that when Jurassic Park came out, we had no Godzilla. We were Godzilla-less for like a long time. And when Jurassic Park came out, it filled that need for dinosaurs and monsters and stuff. Now that we
we
have
had
Godzilla,
Godzilla.
I don't know. I don't know if people are gonna be seeing it and still kind of have that same feeling towards it after you see Godzilla, topple around and
Yeah, but
I don't
it's
know.
not just one monster in this. Number one, I mean, I love the whole bit where they go ahead and do the knockoff SeaWorld trick, where you have I don't know what kind of sore, coming out from the
It's a
depths.
giant alligator. That's all.
Yeah,
Well, it's not really a dinosaur.
Phytosaur or something like that. Either way, here it's coming out, going ahead and taking meat, and I'm like, splashing the audience, and I'm going, yes, someone finally understands the real SeaWorld, how it's. mm, I liked it in regards to sort of saying, this is sort of SeaWorld gone totally wrong, which SeaWorld already is wrong, but
Oh, dude, no.
You keep
you
believing.
guys already know that I do
They
not
need
like
the
Yeah.
political. I know, but this is not the forum for that.
No.
You know what this movie reminds me of? This movie reminds me of another movie with Samuel L. Jackson where they decide to make sharks super smart for some reason.
Yeah,
I see the
Big
Lucy,
Blue Sea.
I see the
Big Blue
same
Sea.
formula in this movie. Oh, let's make this dinosaur, able to leap tall buildings and shoot rays from his eyes because why the hell not? That's what I see in this movie. That's
Yeah, but
exactly
that's-
what
I
I see.
agree with you, man. I agree
I
with
mean,
you.
even going back to God. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, somewhere along the way, when I saw the plot, I mean, that's you see it in the trailer. Like they do hybrids now. They're making their own dinosaurs. I'm kind of thinking, wow, nobody's ever learned anything from any of the movies ever. And then I kept thinking, wow. But then at the other hand, it's like, where else can they go? They're what new grounds can this type of movie franchise, and it's a franchise, go with? We got to build the parks and all that.
Dinosaur
Well,
people.
okay.
I will totally see dinosaur people.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say
Basically,
this, man.
Please
I
stop.
can. Okay, yes, I can see that happening. That's what I was gonna say. The Sleeslacks are gonna come from this. They're hybrids of human and dinosaurs, and they're gonna have the ability to walk through walls and take go ahead and take.
Wait.
They're gonna actually be alchemists, and they're gonna be creating all sorts of stuff, including gold that can go ahead and jump down your throat and choke you.
I understand now. Wait. Land of the Lost. They
Yep.
weren't in the past. They were in the future.
No, they were at a theme park apparently.
So
All right.
they made a horrible movie.
But I was going back to what Renee was saying, that they haven't learned yet. Renee, remember the quote from Blue Oyster Cult? Nature shows
fear
again
the
and again the folly of men.
Yeah, I sing that all the time.
Dang it, I got the
Oh.
t-shirt.
No, I mean you're right. It's always a nature thing, and I believe in that. But eventually, one, they are trying to revitalize the franchise, and I guess they want to revitalize the theme rides and all that when we go back to Universal Studios.
Well, I'll
And-
tell you why they decided to revitalize this, and this is what's going to go against Chino's whole theory. When they put Jurassic Park in 3D out in theaters. And you don't think many people went to see it, but actually, the newer generation, the teenagers, the younger kids, they went to see it and they loved it. It's one of the, it was, I think, one of the best re-releases of a movie converted over to 3D that we've seen. And they said, you know what? You know, it's selling the Blu-rays, it's selling this. Why don't we go ahead and just revitalize it, use modern technology, uh, you know, make our own creations. Why stick to why stick to what nature did? Let's go ahead and make our own and make it even more deadly.
Well, I tell you the other reason. Let me bring up the other reason, and we know personally. Uh, the rides, man. I will bet you even money we're going to have an updated Jurassic World ride, and
with a Tyrannosaurus that works.
Yeah, I mean it's always one of the most popular rides over there, but it's getting stale. A lot of people have talked about that rides and all that at Universal Studios. They need to revitalize them, and this is a money franchise. Kids want dinosaurs. They want the toys. They want the stuffed T-Rexes and all that. Well, so you bet they're going to put money.
Universal is trying to go ahead and reinstate a lot of its classics that it owns. I mean, you have the classic Dracula coming back, Frankenstein, all of the classic Universal monster movies. And why not go ahead and try to capitalize on some of those franchises you already own, and you don't need to go ahead and spend as much money to gain the rights to.
Right. Moving on, we had another big one that just came out a couple of days ago, and again, I'm shocked of how well it actually looked. Terminator Genesis.
Ooh, man, I loved it. What? I'm really impressed with it, man, because the last one, with the fact that they had changed the entire ending to Terminator Salvation, it would have been so wonderful to see that the original would have been so cool. I mean, the original ending was so great. I mean, it turns out that John Connor was the biggest patsy of them all. He was a ruse. He was actually a thing that was made as a decoy. He was the ultimate decoy. The machines were always after him, and it turns out to be another man. Unfortunately, that didn't go through. Certain egos prevailed. Egos.
Oh, come on, Christian Bale.
Yeah. Ego. Unfortunately.
Yell at everybody.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? It would have been great if they had just left it alone. Would have been totally good, left it alone. But you know what? This can actually help revitalize it because, man, that trailer is awesome. They're changing history. And you know what? The fact that you can change history and make it something, take something old and make it new, namely Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is old but new at the same time. That was freaking awesome.
Well, they've done it before. Remember Tron Legacy?
Well, I said the best part in the last Terminator movie was the dun 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 dun, and you see like a young Arnold Schwarzenegger again, fighting Christian Bale in the climax scene. To me, I mean, that was the best part of the movie. And now you see the trailer, and you see like how different it goes. You're right. Yeah. There's an old Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm like, hey, it works.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because we had hopes for Salvation. We were going, finally, we're going to go ahead and get to see the future, the war going on in the future. I'm sorry, that stank in comparison to what it should have been. And then, what the hell was that?
That was me. We're good.
Okay. And then, I had my hopes up a little bit, but not as much for Terminator 3, which came out to be a big stinking turd. But no, I mean, it looks good. I will still hold reservations. I'm not going to go ahead and bet the family farm in going ahead and investing in the movie. Uh, but we'll see. I don't have my hopes that high yet.
But
Yeah.
again, you know we're going to be in line to see it.
I mean,
You
I
know
had,
Money.
I thought that Iron Man 3 was going to be so great. I mean, all of the trailers looked excellent.
Well,
And then I
again,
got a drunk actor.
you're citing this and you're bringing that up, but we don't know yet. I mean, we just got to say right now the trailer looks good. We've had incidents where the trailer looks bad. Turns out the movie's good, and vice versa. So,
You know, the thing that bothers me about this movie is they're going back to what they established in Terminator 2, which bothers me. You know, it hopefully now it's going to be consistent, but they keep switching the formula. Oh, you can change the future. Oh, no, you can't change the future.
No, you can't change the future.
So, oh, now you can change it again, you know. But, you know, hopefully they pick one storyline and stick to it this time, you know. They're not wishy-washy all over the place, you know. This reminds me of that other movie with that guy, the Die Hard, the latest Die Hard movie. It looks like a popcorn movie. I mean, if you're gonna just see it for the action, I think you're not gonna be disappointed. This movie's gonna have a lot of action. You can see it from the trailer. But story-wise, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna stick to the continuum or they're gonna come up with a new continuum, or this is kind of like X-Men where they're rewriting everything, so now there's one consistency. I don't know. Let's see what they're doing.
yeah.
Okay. Well, there's one thing.
Like they watched
Hold on,
the
guys. Did you see the trailer, Chino?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because remember, it starts off with, again, Kyle going back to
Yeah.
1985. And the thing that impressed me that I was going to point out was that it was almost a shot-by-shot recreation in the beginning of him being in that alley, going into that store, getting the trench coat and all that.
Yeah.
It was. People on other websites, they showed that it was a shot-by-shot comparison. And then right there, the whole movie switched. And it's Sarah Connor who saves him. And, it turns out the whole story now, everything has been changed, altered again.
And
So
then
it's a brand new
classic,
timeline.
old Arnold is there. Yeah, it's already answered in the trailer. That's why I was wondering what he was talking about. Have they changed the continuum? They said they changed the continuum. She said
It looks
everything's
like-
changed now. This
Right,
isn't
but-
Based on what I saw,
Right.
it looks like the
But
Terminator
what are we
goes back
talking
when...
about? I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking about, where is the continuum starting off? Because just from the trailer, it seems that they're only counting Terminator 2, just from the visual evidence. I don't know.
No.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. But
No,
No.
It
This
looks
is
like
the
it's just
beginning
from
of
2.
Terminator 1, where Kyle Reese went back. He hasn't even, inseminated her with John Connor yet.
All right, let me break this down because you're getting lost. Okay, what do we see with Arnold? We see Arnold. We know he had survived, and he does something that came out in the second movie. You see his arm. Remember? His arm
Well,
is.
no, dude, no.
Remember?
Wait.
That was...
So-
You
No.
don't understand. This scene is from the first movie. It's the first scene in the first movie. And then all of a sudden it changes. Kyle Reese died in the first movie. How are you
All
saying that this
I
is
can do
carrying on?
that too. Okay, I can do that too. All right. Look, let me explain this again. Okay. All right. Yes, I realize it's a scene from the first movie. I've already established that. We're talking about time travel. Okay. We have a Terminator who was not in the first movie. We have an older Terminator who was not in the first movie. So we're establishing that. Where does this take place? Is that Terminator that's coming out there from the second movie, or how are they going to?
No, Chino.
Hold on,
they came
David, let me explain.
before the first
David,
movie.
David, let me explain it. They had that scene in the trailer where they reenacted the original Arnold Schwarzenegger bad guy coming into 1980, and there was an older Arnold Schwarzenegger there with a gun going, "I've been waiting for you." And he blows that Terminator, which means that the first movie never happened.
Yeah. They've already said that the timeline's been changed, man.
It's been
This
changed
is not
completely.
your timeline.
Right.
Yeah, Terminator
but
2
again,
does that apparently.
Yeah,
So-
Terminator
Right.
2 doesn't exist. Yes, they have a T-2000 in there, but that's not from the Terminator 2. That's from the future still. But the thing is that all all the chips have been reset. Everything's been changed.
Okay, let me restate my question again because you're not following me. All right, where does this take place from? Because if we're gonna go with Terminator 3, which established that the future is unchangeable, that everything is gonna happen the same way no matter what you do, it's never gonna change, or is it gonna take place after Terminator 2? Is that what they're gonna go with, or are they including all of them? You know what I mean? Because just from the trailer, you just see evidence of the first two movies. You see scenes from the first movie, and you do see the T-1000 from the second movie. So that's what I'm wondering. That's all I'm wondering
Okay.
about. Are they gonna
What
establish it from
happened?
that point?
What happened is, and they wrote an article. I'm going to try to find the article, but it said that every time they have gone through time, it has created a brand new timeline that has altered everything. When if Kyle Reese did not go back in time, and again, it's a paradox. The Terminators would have won, and mankind would have been destroyed, and all that, which happened in the first movie. And that's why in the future they had Kyle Reese go back. And when Kyle Reese went back, it changed the timeline so that it created a paradox that it had to happen, a chicken and the egg situation. And then in part two, supposedly they thought, and again, they thought they stopped it because D-Day was supposed to happen in 89 or something, remember? We all joked about it. And then Terminator 3 happened, which happened past 89. It took place in the late 90s. And it turned out Judgment Day was delayed. It happened like in 2020 or something like that. And then, because of the events in that movie, the timeline again got changed, which explains the next one with John Connor and all that, because all the events keep altering because people keep screwing up with time. So Judgment Day and all that keeps getting pushed off, that the previous movies never happened. And what you're happening here is a whole new reset because
Okay.
everything got wiped.
All right. Well, this is all I got to say. Hey, when are we going to have Terminator Nazis and the Diary of Anne Frank, with Judgment Day? Come on, man. We need that. I need
Dude,
me some Terminator Nazis.
I think that's Hot Tub Time
From the
Machine
moon.
2.
Oh yeah, Hot Tub Time
Yeah.
Machine too. That's gonna
I
be
saw
no,
that
no.
trailer to that too, and I'm like, oh.
Okay,
But again,
how
I'm going
much
to see
more
it.
can the squirrel mess up their history?
Well, let me ask
I'm
you
going
a
to see
question.
that one.
Do you guys think we're gonna see a female Terminator in this one?
No.
No,
Oh no.
no.
That bombed in 3. That was supposed to be so good, and it bombed. I mean, if they
All right,
are,
moving.
they have to do a better job.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Another trailer that came out this week. That actually, again, this one I'm a little iffy about, but it looks all right. Mad Max,
It looks like the
which
original.
I'm kind of
Actually,
like,
I
what the?
think that it's the. I mean, I feel the vibe that I got from the original Road Warrior. I know you guys like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I didn't. I felt that basically it did what they did with Star Wars Episode 6, which is go ahead and kidify it. They put in a whole bunch of kids, and for me, it felt like Hollywood went ahead and got its meat hooks in. Um, when I saw this, number one, it is the same guy that started Mad Max in the first place. And I've been watching Mad Max films since the first Mad Max when I was a little kid. I saw it, on cable.
There's
And
only
then I
3 of
got to
them.
see the Road. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I saw the Road Warrior, and then I was so excited to go ahead and see Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. And I'm sorry, unlike you guys, I was disappointed. I was a teenager at that time too, but uh, this right here, it's a gritty Mad Max. It's a gritty Mad Max that I love from the first, and even more so from Road Warrior. And I've always been one. I mean, I had my pirated copy of Road Warrior when I was a kid that I wore that dang thing out, that I had to go ahead and totally replace the full tape, because it couldn't be played anymore. It had the lines coming in from the side. Um, you know, but basically, I felt a good vibe. This was my Mad Max, gritty and violent as hell. And that's what Mad Max needs to be. It needs to be gritty. It needs to be violent, and he needs to be going ahead and eating dinky dog food.
Oh, dude, I kind of see Hollywood in it, though, man. I mean, Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy.
I like
That's
Charlize Theron. She's good.
Yeah, it depends. It depends, dude. It depends on what she's working on.
Yeah.
You know what? We look at the first trailer. The first trailer was awful. I mean, I saw the first trailer. It was like, he's a whipping boy. That's what Mad Max was right in the first trailer. They get set up, they beat him up, they tie him up, and that's it. That's all we see about That's all we see of Max. This one at least had a more, had him being more involved in it, which I think was good. I like the trailer. The only problem I have with the movie is I think it's a lot of action but no story so far. I don't know, maybe it's just from the trailer, but you see a lot of action. You just don't see what direction it's gonna go in, and that could kind of be a problem. Is it gonna establish new ground, or is it just straight up gonna be like the second one, Road Warrior? I don't know. Is it gonna be is it gonna have surprises, or
I wouldn't mind if it's just straight up Road Warrior. I loved Road Warrior.
It did look like a straight up Road Warrior.
And I don't mind that. I want a straight up Road Warrior. I miss my Road Warrior.
Hey,
Road Warrior was great.
We're masking and going, walk away.
Walk away. Walk away.
Well, you know what? It was just going to be like Road Warrior. I'll just see Road Warrior, man. Why waste seeing this other movie?
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm with you on that, man.
Okay, myself, here's the thing. Ever since Road Warrior, I've always loved the whole bit deserts, cars, the souped up buggies, going ahead and going out there with guys with knives and questionable fashion style, going ahead and going ahead.
Hey, they look
good.
Something
to confess,
and
David.
I mean, now that Detroit is bankrupt, I can see the Road Warrior world happening now. But
there's another question we're not asking though. The reason, and you might disagree with me on this, but I think I got a point. The reason you like Road Warrior so much is because Mel Gibson brought it, dude. Mel Gibson is a good actor. All right. Now the question is, can Tom Hardy bring that same, energy to the Road Warrior? Because as bad as Mel Gibson has fallen, he's a great actor. He does really good, convincing roles.
We'll see. Myself, this trailer, I liked it. I mean, I'm seeing the kinds of stuff that I liked. I mean, even in regards to some of the games that I used to play. I mean, if you could go ahead and give me, even though I'm a big racing fan anyway, and I don't have to have the machine guns and the chainsaw coming out of the front of the car to go ahead and rip the car in front of me out.
We call it
I love the Twisted Metal games and stuff like that. I mean, and I mean, heck, if this was just a Twisted Metal on screen, I don't mind.
My issue. I am not a fan of Tom Hardy. I really, some of his movies that he's done and all that, I don't label him as a good actor. The Dark Knight Rises still has always have a bad taste to me.
Of course.
I saw that other one he did, Savages, and I just thought he was generic in it, and I'm really not impressed with his work. So that's kind of the thing I'm thinking of.
I don't think he was in Savages.
Wasn't he in Savages? The one with him and
no,
where they're like
was,
drug dealers?
John Carter. That was John Carter, wasn't it? Yeah, that was
No,
John
the
Carter.
other guy. Tom Hardy was the other guy.
You sure? Well,
It was
I don't
two
know. I
guys.
don't. Yeah, no, maybe you're right. I don't remember. Although
It was
I will
two
disagree
guys.
with you on this. I liked him in Warriors. Warriors, he did a good job. I liked him being broken and a brother movie. That was a good movie. I liked him in that role.
Which Warriors?
Yeah, I agree with you with Rising.
It was a fighting movie, dude, called Warrior.
Okay.
Warrior.
Okay.
That was a good
Warrior.
movie.
When you say Warriors, I'm going ahead and going, can you dig it?
Yeah, you're kind
Yeah.
of old.
I know, I'm
Hey,
old school.
I can dig it.
Again, I did not enjoy Lawless. I didn't enjoy This Means War. Bronson, he was okay in. Rock and Rolla, he was all right. Not, again, he didn't stand out. Black Hawk Down, again, I didn't care for those.
He was in Star Trek Nemesis.
Yeah, he was the young Picard with, and even then, he didn't stand out in that movie. He's always kind of just bland.
Well,
So-
we'll see.
We'll see.
wait a
Again,
minute.
I don't think what's going to make this the best movie is the acting. And I'm not going to go see it for the acting. I want to go ahead and see,
I got to
Little-
disagree with you, David. I side with Chino on this. Mel Gibson made Mad Max. He did it. I mean, Mel Gibson, as much as, as hard as he's fallen, and, he's fallen, he was an amazing actor in his day, and Mad Max was an iconic role for him. I mean,
I can tell you this. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, I didn't like him in it.
I liked it. I liked Mad Max Beyond
When it
Thunderdome.
comes to Mad Max, he made it a lot. But, I mean, if it wasn't for a lot of the other characters and a lot of the direction that it went, I mean, if it was just Mel Gibson and Mel Gibson alone, I don't know if I would have liked it as much. I don't think I liked Mad Max because of Mel Gibson.
Well,
I did.
We disagree with that because, I stand with that. I liked him.
Okay,
I
well,
love the
I just
metal
had-
boomerang the kid had. I mean, I love the dystopian, universe it was in.
all I
yeah,
gotta say is, all I gotta say is just one thing, man. I need me some Mad Max and some Nazis. That's all I need. That's all I need, man. I need Diary Anne Frank, Mad Max, Saves the Thunderdome. There you go.
I think Mel Gibson would
Orly.
agree with you.
Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg. There you go.
Good point. Orly, I have to ask you a question. Are you advertising for Anne Frank? 'Cause,
Yeah.
Are you getting
I'm
some
advertising
for Anne
For
Frank?
He's
Is that
already,
what's going on?
Frank and Terminator.
he's
I'm
ready.
advertising for those things, man, because you know what? There'd be wonderful movies. You know that there'd be just wonderful movies. It's something that every family can watch, and then you can just say, watch yourself. Say Anne Frank saves the universe. There you go.
Okay.
From the creators.
Okay, I'm gonna pitch a movie,
of
guys. I'm gonna pitch a
Laser
movie. Okay. We don't know exactly what happened to Anne Frank, so I'm gonna pitch this: that when the Nazis are coming, she was saved by time-traveling Jewish people who recruited her, trained her, became a super Israeli killer assassin, and she was the one behind Munich, and she killed all those terrorists.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That sounds like a very
Okay,
long family
you know what?
oriented film.
You know what? Taking away Orly's movie, I would actually go see yours more. Yours goes more interesting. Orly's movie, let's save that for sci-fi. Let's go to the theater to see yours.
And
All right.
see the double bill with Laser Cats and Cyborg Anne Frank.
Yeah, why
All
not?
right. We saved the last one because this was the biggest one. And of course, I'm talking about the Star Wars Episode 7 trailer.
Tri-story.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I complained about it. And some people got on me because, I complained about it. But I stand by what I said. But people misunderstood. I wasn't complaining that the trailer was awful. I was complaining because the trailer,
Shows you
to
know.
me, yeah, it could have had another. I would have begged for another 30 seconds, but then I posted up my evidence. I cited the Episode 1 trailer, and I cite all the other Star Wars trailers that came before that, who were about the same amount of time, and They gave me that rush of Star Wars. They gave me that sensation. They didn't quite cover the plot, but they gave me a taste of like, wow, this is Star Wars action and all that. Here, it was really just a bunch of quick little montages, and then you saw the cool scene with the Millennium Falcon, and we all agree, wasn't it beautiful seeing the Falcon fly again?
It brought tears to my eyes, man. You know, because I was watching that, I was like, oh, we're home. It's there again. I love you, Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? My bar is set lower than you guys. It gave me the two things I wanted. It delivered the two things that I want to see in Star Wars, so I'm happy. It gave me a
Well,
Sith, and it gave me, surprisingly, a light claymore, which I wasn't expecting. That thing looked cool. Those two things. That's it. That's it
well,
for me. I'm gonna go
when
see the
I
movie just based on that.
when I see the two bits coming out of the light claymore, I guess that if that's what you're calling it, I
Eh?
kept on thinking, okay, if Luke was working with this one,
He'd be dead.
I'm afraid. No, I'm afraid that he would go ahead and cut his hand off again with the side part to it, because he always seems to get his hand cut off.
Well, let me
Eh,
let me say part of it again. I'm not going to give spoilers, but apparently I've met a guy who was very resourceful. He has some info on it, and the thing that got to me because I saw the girl on that hover bike like back in October,
mhm.
and then now I saw the trailer. I'm like, wow, this guy has some legitimate claim to it. And the one thing that comes out that I thought was really cool, the title really explains the plot. You know, what's happening supposedly, and again, I'm not giving spoilers, I'm just giving based information, is that the Force has not been around.
Mhm.
You know, it hasn't been, nobody's had Force powers. But now, all of a sudden, these people are starting to discover they have abilities.
Force
The
sensitive.
Force, yeah, the Force has come back. And it's come back in a lot, and now it's become a search for Skywalker because Skywalker has disappeared and all that. And that Sith that we talk about, they're going to make an effort to point out that it's not a Sith. They are no Siths. They're gone. Just like Jedi's, they are no Jedi's. This is a blank slate now. That's kind of the point of that movie, is that um, all the old ideas we had about what Jedi's are, what Siths are, and all that are gone. They're out the window because these guys don't know what they're doing anymore. They're not trained. They're not disciplined. That lightsaber, if you actually see it, it's not a real lightsaber. It's actually a laser sword, and they're
Mhm.
going to call it a laser sword because it's not using the same components as a lightsaber. It's like on fire and it's like sizzling and all that. So, that's part of me that I found like really mind-blowingly cool. That it's a clean slate, but it's a dark universe. It's going to be a really dark movie.
It's gonna be fun.
What?
Well,
You
unless
know,
these
I know,
stormtroopers.
They're
I
not
know
going to
you don't
include
like.
any Ewoks. I'm not going to go see it.
Ah.
You know, I know you don't like the novels, but I like the one I read, which was great, was Dark Destiny or Dynasty of Evil, something like that. Anyways, what was interesting about that is he was discovering how to be a Sith, and it's the same as this movie, and he was actually going around and going into temples that were abandoned and stuff like that, and rediscovering all this old lore. I hope it's the same thing with this movie. That would be great. I
uh,
would look forward to
from,
that.
Let me tell you what, and I'm going to disappoint you. What they've said, they've tossed out all the books. They are
That's okay.
not. Yeah, they're just completely not. And
Yeah,
that's kind of the
dude,
thing is that they don't know the
yeah,
Sith and all that gone. Jedi's gone.
Well,
It's been 100 years almost,
I'm
and
still in question whether Yoda actually found the holocron crystals or not.
What was
You guys
that?
have been watching the Yoda Chronicles, right?
No.
oh, dude, the
Those
Lego
things are
ones.
funny. Yeah, the Lego ones. They're funny.
I've only been watching the Batman ones.
With the holocron crystals, you did you not?
Well, here's the thing.
I thought you were together.
I was gonna say, because again, I posted my complaints. I mean, I would have liked for them to follow the traditional Star Wars trailers, but then Ian pointed out, our friend Ian Pullman pointed out, and other people pointed out that those clearly look like J.J. Abrams trailers. And yeah, I agree. They look like J.J. Abrams trailers. But how's the movie looking so far?
Well,
Hey,
like
I'm
you
happy.
said,
It
there's
gives me
nothing
something-
there.
Like I said, it gave me the two things I wanted. A guy that's, the bad guy who possibly is not Sith, and that cool sword, man. That's it. That's all I needed. I'm there. Give me a good bad guy and I'm there. Wasn't there a scene where he's
Well,
holding Darth Vader's helmet? That looked cool too.
Part of it is that what the guy with the news information said was that Darth Vader has become a martyr for the Empire. The Empire hasn't gone away. Just because they killed the Emperor didn't mean the Empire died. It's still around. But again, some worlds became New Republic. Others still are Empire. And the basic scene, again, what we're walking into, is a universe that's been torn apart. They've been at war for 30 years. Both sides are tired. It's frustrating. Technology, everything's breaking down. And I love that. When he said that and all that, I was like, yes, I want to get behind this.
You know what? This is starting to remind me of, Mad Max Star Wars. That's what this started to remind me of.
I'd go to
How
see
was
that.
Star Warrior,
I would
you know?
go ahead and pay even triple to go ahead and see that.
It would
Yeah,
make
I
sense. I
wanna
mean,
see,
that bike looks like a floating popsicle.
I want to see, what is it? Star Wars, Space Warrior? Hyperspace Warrior? I don't know.
I want to see Star Wars Ice Pirates.
I yeah. I want to see you Ice Pirates. That would be great.
Yeah.
And same thing. The
That movie
people
was
who were bothered that there's a black stormtrooper, I mean, like, get over it. That was what the actor posted. It makes
got
perfect
mad at
sense
a-
to me. I got
They
no
got
issue.
they got mad at a black stormtrooper.
They're not
Well, at
going to be
least he
happy
can
because
put-
he's. I was
At
going to
least
say
you
he's
can go
not.
ahead and put the helmet on. Sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say people are going to be upset when they find out he's the main protagonist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how do we know that the other stormtroopers weren't black?
Well, again, we don't know anymore. They're stormtroopers. Star Wars Rebels is now showing you what they look like when they take the helmet off.
Yeah, because you know what? Point blank, the stormtroopers are people from the Empire. I mean, they're people that joined, and
Yeah,
they're
they're not
being
clones.
trained. Yeah, they're being trained, and you know what? Some are black, some are white, some are mob. I don't know. We're gonna see all sorts of stormtroopers in this series.
Yeah, but the funny thing about the Empire is we don't see any alien stormtroopers yet. At least that we know of.
They're biased.
It's true, man. I do think the Empire has been biased. I do think there is kind of some racism going, even in Rebels, when that episode where they had the recruits and the training camps and all that, they were all human.
Yep.
So I do kind of see them like oppressing aliens. So it could be that, but again, they're not going to judge. I bet you there's some Asian-looking stormtroopers, Arabic ones, different race and creeds.
Well, yeah, but then again, okay, remember, we're talking about Star Wars, man. We don't even know if these guys are human. They look human, but we don't know if they're human, We established that they're aliens, man. They're just aliens that look human, like Superman,
You're right. You're absolutely right. But either which way, again, I got to say the trailer looks good. And word is we're not going to see a brand new one until the Avengers 2.
Wow, really?
So, yeah, so this is all we got for now.
Yeah.
And
Going back to what Chino was saying, you do realize half of them are Cylons.
oh,
Mm,
Stop mixing the genres. You're confusing people. You're gonna say that, and it's gonna hit the the internet, and everybody's gonna like, there's Cylons in Star Wars. Oh, really? Yeah, I heard. It's gonna be a giant mess.
Yeah, there was a lawsuit over that. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, Starbucks is gonna come out in Star Wars. I just heard it. No, Starbucks is not coming out in Star Wars.
All right. We got switching over. We got a couple of things to cover as we go back. The biggest news, and this one has not been a surprise. It's been in the rumor mill, but now they officially said it. It's 100% confirmed, signed, sealed, delivered. It's a done deal. Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange.
Yay! I just want him to talk in the Smog voice when he's doing Doctor Strange.
Come into the light.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm really actually happy because he does seem like the Doctor Strange kind of guy. Like he broke his hands and he's trying to fix them. That's sort of fun stuff.
He's gonna play the same character I've seen in other movies. He's gonna play a guy who's like super intelligent and super smug about it. You know what I mean? I already kind of see the formula for it. He did that in Sherlock Holmes. He does that as Khan. I'm gonna see him not do it in Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? And he's good at it. So that's all I can say. I'm not looking for surprises though. I'm not expecting him to break through and do something new.
Well, I know you weren't happy exactly when we talked about it. You said it was. Well, you said it was kind of too predictable.
Yeah, but hey, whatever.
I mean, Joaquin, they did say that they were extensively in talks with Joaquin Phoenix, and it almost happened with Joaquin Phoenix, but again, he backed out of it. And part of it, I think, was it's a commitment. If you're going to be a Marvel character and all that, it is a commitment. He is signed on supposedly for 5 movies.
Wow.
So, and I'm not just Doctor Strange 1, 2, Avengers, other ones and all that. So, he's going to be in there for the long run. And I think it's a great casting choice.
Yeah, he's going to be there, especially when they finally get Spider-Man back.
Sony Studios.
We've kidded and we've laughed, but we don't know, dude. That might happen. We don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, in the news it was in the hack that, remember, supposedly North Korea hacked Sony Studios and they released all these memos and contract deals and all that where you see how much actors get paid and all that. They did point out that Disney was talking with them about getting Spider-Man for Captain America 3.
Yeah. But then they said
would
no.
Be mind-blowing. Yeah, the deal fell through, but it would have been mind-blowing to actually seen it.
Yep.
Might have saved that Spider-Man franchise because, oh my God, they keep screwing it up.
No, you know what? I'm going to cite the same thing I said for Fantastic Four. I hope they mess it up so bad it goes back to Marvel. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope it becomes so bad that, people walk up and go, screw this, I'm going to see Spider-Man, bring out the dark or turn out the light or whatever.
Well, we were joking last night, Batman needs its own musical, Into the Dark Knight.
Go softly into that dark night. No way.
It's not bad.
I am Batman!
No, the best
because I'm Batman!
You're going to have Bane with the mask singing because it'd be hilarious, I'd pay money just to see that. That'd be fun.
I am Bane! All right, the other bit of casting. This was great, amazing news. I remember a couple of months ago we talked about Robert Orci is going to take the directing chair of Star Trek 3. He was a rookie. He's never directed anything.
Let me mention something right before you mention that. Yeah. Sorry, you already got started.
Yeah, I forgot.
We also got the news that Ryan Reynolds is officially he's confirmed to play the Deadpool in the next X-Men kind of franchise movie they're gonna have. So let's see what happens. I was thinking about this earlier, and we discussed how X-Men: The Futures of Days Past rewrote the whole formula. That means that Deadpool is gonna be rewritten completely different, and hopefully this time they get it right. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Well, wait a minute. Was the Wolverine we saw in time traveling back? It was after the events of the first Wolverine.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I didn't have a problem with that Deadpool, except that stupid ending. But then that
Yeah.
can be fixed.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they redo them differently to the way Deadpool's supposed to be, I'll be happy. Now they got room to be able to do that. Hopefully, if they do it, let's see.
well, I
But
want the
just in that,
Deadpool that I saw in that San Diego Comic-Con clip.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's the Deadpool I want
Yeah.
to. Although,
Where the
to
car's
be
flipping
fair,
over,
Ryan
he's like,
Reynolds
I
is
drew a
funny.
picture of me killing you, see?
Although, I like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I hated him as Green Lantern, but he was great as Deadpool, especially that elevator scene. He's like, oh, great, I'm stuck in an elevator with a bunch of guys with high fiber diets. So what's your superpower? You become a homeless lady? Ooh. Yeah, he's got a mouth on him. You gotta like him for the mouth.
Yeah, see, that part Ryan Reynolds would be good at, and hopefully, yeah, he is signed on, and it's gotta be him. It's gotta have that part, and it's
That
gotta be
certain-
crazy like the comic books.
Yeah, he has that certain je ne sais quoi.
He has to be a crazy, smarmy a-hole.
Yeah,
Oh, he has that
That's the
down.
requirement. Yeah,
With
that's
love
the
of ta-
requirements for Deadpool.
and tacos.
And tacos.
Oh man, but anyway, I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, sorry, going back. I'm sorry, I forgot about that last piece. Going back again, we mentioned about Robert Orsi, who had no directing experience whatsoever. He taking the reins of Star Trek 3. Apparently, everybody thought it was a bad idea. They fired him,
Well,
and that is my
the
Christmas
official
gift.
thing? Is that
Yeah,
the
he's gone.
official thing? Did he get fired or did he walk away? Which one?
It's always one of those things where, oh, he willingly walked away.
Yeah. They probably just told him. Oh,
It looks more dignified.
yeah. Well, they probably said, "Walk away, walk away."
Well, it's kind of one of those things where, like, we want your resignation in the morning. You know?
Yeah, either you're going to go ahead and resign or you get non-renewed.
Yeah, so now I'm kind of glad because the storyline is set. I mean, they're all getting ready to go. They have the actors scheduled. They have supposedly a really good story. And now they're looking for a director, and one guy who I'm rooting for, he announced that he wants to do it, Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah.
Will Riker himself.
Will Riker. Yep.
And that's
Yeah,
not
But
all
I
I
don't
know.
know. We haven't had the best track record with Star Wars actors going ahead and directing Star Wars movies.
What?
Remember, I mean, not Star Wars, but Star Trek.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to.
Your nerd cred
Star
has
Trek.
dropped, dude. Your nerd cred has dropped.
We can just blame it on
Because I
dimensional
said Star Wars instead of Star Trek. My
Yes.
God, you guys are fans of both. Oh, my God. Okay. Either way, you remember, the undiscovered country.
You know what Spock says? Live
Never
long,
seen it.
may the force be with you.
And then I wasn't very happy the ones that Leonard Nimoy had directed. I didn't like them as much.
Really?
No, I didn't. Search for Spock? No. I found that it was after the great storylines and polish of Wrath of Khan. I found Search for Spock to be such a letdown for me.
I
You know.
think I think you're kind of missing the point of Jonathan Frakes, though, man. That guy's been directing for a while. It's not a spur of the moment. I want to
Yeah.
direct.
It.
He directed
No.
a
No. No.
bunch
I
of
mean.
stuff.
I mean. I'm in support of that. But the thing is that uh, we'll see how he does it.
Hey, I
Well,
totally
I always
respect who takes Frakes, man.
yeah, I always said you need a director
That
who
knows Star
loves the
Trek.
material. I mean, he has to love the material. He has to love it, and yeah, knows Star Trek. And Jonathan Frakes knows Star Trek. He's directed some of the best episodes of The Next Generation,
Yep.
and he directed First Contact, which I thought was really awesome. I mean, that was
Actually,
to me one of the best of the Next Generation movies.
you're actually absolutely right. Jonathan Frakes has a lot of credit in my eyes. He's done all sorts of things. Not all of his stuff is just Star Trek. He's been in several. He's been voice actor. He's been a whole bunch of things. Director. I like the way he does things. I really do like the way he does it. And you know what? He has the gray beard now, and he's old enough to know, hey, what works and what doesn't, and he will do a good job with this. He'll make this good. He'll probably take some of the flare camera out, though. Something I'm gonna miss, but I want to see him direct it. I don't want to see someone from the original, well, not the original, but the Star Trek Next Generation keep on going. I mean, I want to see this franchise thrive. I want to see
Yeah.
Anne Frank being saved by
Ah!
Spock and Captain Kirk.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Oh,
know what?
dude.
Okay, this is my question, though. This is my question. If Jonathan Frakes does get it, right, are we going to have a scene in the movie where we see the great-great-grandfather of Riker somewhere in the movie? Because I totally
I
see that
hope
happening.
so.
I could see that happening, right?
Well,
I would be okay with that, my friend. I'd be completely fine with that.
I just have to ask Orly one thing.
Yeah.
What is it with you having the hots for Anne Frank or something?
I don't have the
It
hots
seems
for
like
Anne
it.
Frank. It's like a
It
dog with a
sounds
bone.
like it, man. You want to put Anne Frank on it in it.
Yeah, well,
It's
you know
good
what?
with Anne
Yeah,
Frank.
it's like paprika. If you put paprika in almost anything, it tastes great. So you know what? Go ahead and add some spice, add
You
some
know-
Anne Frank. And also Nazis. Nazis in Star Trek go together like ham and eggs. It's gonna be great.
Orly,
You-
I know what you like to eat. I know that your favorite dish is Anne Frank and beans.
Oh,
I don't get it.
I think I figured out what Orly's doing. You guys remember Super Trooper and Meow? That's what Orly's doing. He's trying to see how many times he can put it in there, man. How many times can I put Anne Frank into the show?
And Nazis.
God.
From space.
All right. We got to move on. The three of us had a sneak preview night, and we caught the Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies review. And going into it, David, don't you have somebody to thank?
Yes, I need to thank my sister very, very, very much. Whew. But aren't you guys glad that I went ahead and called you up, especially you, Renee?
Yeah.
On that same day, you're going, wait. Sneak peek of what? Tonight? What? Are you? Is this for real? You're not pulling my leg or anything.
But the one thing I got to say is that honestly, I mean, spoilers. It's kind of funny because it's a book that's been out for over 50 years. But no, we're not going to give out spoilers here. First thing I have to say, I'm a little disappointed. Amazingly, and again, I am shocked. I am disappointed on this one. It is a bit of a letdown.
And that's the thing is that I'm the one that of all of us. I mean, I'm the one that first read The Hobbit when I was in 4th grade, and
About 50 years ago, yeah.
yeah, and every year, when it came out, I was first to get a first edition. And every year I read The Hobbit, again and again. First read Lord of the Rings in fifth grade and all that. I've been with The Hobbit for the longest of time, and
David, did you get an urge to kill somebody to impress Jodie Foster?
dude, don't ever call me John Hinckley Jr.
All right.
I didn't say that. I just said.
All right.
You talk about The Hobbit, dude. Come on.
Oh no, I
Anyway.
mean it's been something that I've been with, since childhood. And here I'm the one that probably would have had the biggest bones to pick, and I'm the one of all of us that actually liked it. I consider it one of my favorite of the three. I liked it more than the second one for sure, and it's about par with the first.
Well, I'll
But
say this much. I hated the resolution with Smog.
Too quick.
Yeah, I mean, what? It was like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was 5 minutes. Smog went down right away. You didn't see much of a battle.
I disagree. I mean, they left it right at a part. Uh, in other versions, Smog shows up. He doesn't even torch the town a bit. And all it is that Bard shoots his arrow. Oh, arrow passed down for me from my father's fly swift. Myself, the Smog scenes I thought were great. You saw, I mean, practically almost all of the town going ahead and burning. And then you get to
Yeah.
see the dialogue between him and Bard. What are you going to do now? There's
Well, the whole town got
nothing left.
torched in 2 minutes, dude.
Yeah, but okay, this is what I'm gonna bring up, man. If it was only a 5 minute scene with Smog, why wasn't it in Desolation of Smog?
See,
That's
I was
They had to
expecting
leave
the
it in a
movie.
cliffhanger.
No, I was expecting the second movie to end there because I knew after the battle at the village and all that, it would have been relatively short. And again, I was disappointed with that. I wish they would have expanded it, made it a little more effort. But the whole thing, actually, that's my opinion of the whole movie, is that it really fell to the wayside because it just basically the whole movie was a big fight. That's all what it was. A big
I
fight.
disagree there, man. At least the first half of the film, before you even get, first half of the film is all the posturing, all of the armies going ahead and gathering in front, and then you have the whole bit with Thorin going ahead and being obsessed with finding and gaining control of the Arkenstone, which is in the book and all that he basically was losing his mind over greed of all the gold, as he says. And the other thing is that I liked how Smog came back in. He was a presence throughout the entire film, up until the fairly end, beginning of the third act.
Mm,
And
And
then,
I mean, I liked it myself. As for the scenes with Smog, I thought that they were good. If they had been drug out any longer, I would have been going ahead and saying, "Oh, come on, you just want to get your money's worth with the Smog animation, and you already had a lot of them in Desolation of Smog."
well, I think
Yeah.
he should have been. I think he should have just been in part two.
yeah.
But and
Nah.
the other complaint I had was that again there was the build up to the big battle and all that, but to me I felt like it lost the heart. The
Yeah.
first movie, you met the characters, you liked them, you really were rooting for them. And then the second one, again, it continued it, and you're like, all right. And then the third one, these characters that you were on a journey with, they all fell to the wayside.
That is one of the things that I would agree. Some of the characters, they basically focused in on a few where in the book we already knew what would happen. Um, but basically, uh, you are right. Some of the other characters, fell on the wayside. Um, but myself, I didn't mind as much. The thing is that uh, if you're gonna show what happens to every single character, I mean, there's dang 13 of them,
I don't
and
need to see
we would
them,
have been.
but I
It would have been. Meanwhile, over at this end of it. Meanwhile, over here,
but that
you
they
had
did
to
do
go
that.
ahead
They
and decide
did.
who to go with.
No, they did do that, dude. They had them like, well, meanwhile, these guys are over there.
Sitting
There's
around
stuff happening over there.
Yeah. You know what? My biggest problem with the movie was the fact that I was just left looking at the armies, and I expected more. I expected it left me feeling like, okay, there's something missing. There's something that I'm not seeing. I was going into the battles. I saw the battles, and I'm like, okay, that's nice, and this is nice, and that's cool. But I was left wanting throughout
Uh,
the entire thing. I was left wanting. I was wanting something more, and I didn't see anything that really, really made me, spark. I didn't spark at all at this film. I didn't,
let's say it
feel
this
that.
way: you got a lot more than what's in the book. What's in the
Yeah, that.
book? He goes ahead and gets knocked out, and the entire battle fight, happens, and you don't see any of the battle in the book.
Yeah, maybe that might
Myself,
have been a better thing.
you know what? Myself, um, I will say that I, truthfully, and it may be because I'm a Tolkien nut, and you guys are looking for more than what I was. Um, I felt satisfied with it. Myself, I enjoyed it. I, you know, am I going to see it again? Yeah, probably several more times. Would I go ahead and suggest everybody that's been watching them to go ahead and see it? Yes. Would I go ahead and say, you know what? Don't bother to go to see the third one? No.
No, I'm not gonna say that
It's
No,
either.
not a
no,
movie
no.
to stay away from, and it's
No,
a
it,
good.
The people who have seen the first one, seen the second one, you got to finish the journey. And it does, I mean, it does finish. And again, the ending I
and
have a little bit of issues with too. Um, they cut out a scene which I'm hoping will be in the extended cut, but I'm afraid of looking at the extended cuts.
oh no, the
And
extended cuts are pretty good. I have them all. If you want
I
me to
don't
see.
have the time in my life, dude.
But
my
then
life
again,
Why?
you're
is short
looking.
enough as it is.
I'm the nut that every time the extended edition comes out, I'm sitting down watching the extended edition. Then I go ahead and sit down for like a week and a half, bit by bit. I watch every bit of the 10 hours of additional footage that they go ahead and include the
Oh, dude,
documentary,
I'm like
the
Chino, man. I start
appendices.
watching it, I need a nap, and then I can continue picking it up. I mean, it is a strain, and I did strain. At the end, I had to go to. I was about to knock people down running to the
But
bathroom.
this is what I'm going to go
I don't
ahead
know.
and
I
say.
have a question. I didn't see this movie, but I have a question. All right. If and you guys know I've never read the book, so I'm purely basing this on a movie as just a movie. Would I enjoy it? Considering take into account I didn't like the first one. Second one was okay. Would I enjoy
Um,
this movie?
you're a
I think you
contrarian,
would.
so I can't judge for you, man.
I would
Yeah.
say no.
Yeah, you don't like anything. No,
Yeah, you don't like anything that I liked.
That's
And I
true.
loved it.
honestly, no,
I
seriously.
hate I hate that boring show you like. What's it called? Dark Shadows.
Dark
God,
Shadows, yeah.
that thing.
Yeah, no, seriously, Chino. Um, I would tell you to wait for DVD
Ah, cool.
because,
But
like I'm telling people, all what this is just a battle. That really all what it is. Yes, there is a character.
no, I
You focus.
disagree there. I disagree.
You
I mean, you
focus
have a
on,
lot with focus with the Thorin and what's going on behind
and
him.
that's it.
I disagree. This is not just a battle. The
Yes.
battle doesn't
They
even
just no,
start
no.
until halfway through the film.
One character does not make a development. Okay,
And it's
they
not only
focus
just
on
that.
Thorin.
You have the whole bit about what's going on with the town. I mean, how they've been abandoned.
And that fell
I know that
short, dude.
the you know,
That was short. The elves again fell short. The dwarven army that showed up
I
fell short.
disagree.
It was small.
I
That
disagree.
dwarven army was really small. I was like, is that it? This is like not even Born in East LA looking. I mean, Born in East LA had a more epic army crossing the border. I mean, I was like, yeah, whoa, Born in East LA has the beat. Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed with the elven army, and you're right. When I saw the dwarves, I was like, what?
Well,
Well,
they
that's
didn't have
all.
much time. I mean, that Raven, come on.
I
No,
was
they
more
didn't have much
impressed
time to build
in
anything up.
I was more impressed in the Three Towers.
Hmm.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
that was a better fighting scene.
You mean
Okay.
Two Towers?
Sorry,
Two
the Two Towers.
But this is what I'm going to say about that, man. You know what? You got to look at the facts that this battle was not written by Tolkien. You said it yourself. He had fallen. At Bilbo, he was out cold. This was not written by Tolkien. Not at all. Not based off
I
of his
agree.
stuff.
I
And
would agree with
this
that.
is someone's imagining of the battle. All the stuff that's happening. Then they put all sorts of stuff in this thing. You know that. And so maybe that's why it didn't feel so good. I mean, it's like, whoa, Tolkien wrote this,
Now,
knowing
the
it.
one thing that I would agree with was the Earth Eaters. I'm not going to say more than that. That was a little. I mean, really, I didn't see that ever in any of the stuff that Tolkien wrote. But okay, this is the way I'm going to say it. As a full journey, all three films, because you have to remember, I basically took the day. I was covering up the other two films. Right now, my kids at school are coming in at lunchtime, watching it 30 minutes at a time. They're doing the first two movies before this one comes out. But when I take it all together, it was good. They did a good job. And I would suggest, if anybody wants to go ahead and go through this, I would definitely suggest it. I can tell you this: it's so much better than In the Name of the King,
I
Well,
love In the Name of the
no.
King.
which is the
I
only
like them.
which is
No,
only
what are you talking
the
about?
only epic fantasy other than if you want to go ahead and go pervert and watch Game of Thrones. It's the only
It's In the
epic
Name of the
fantasy
King.
that we've been getting.
This
know
is
what?
an epic.
I'll say this much for you. I'll say this much for In the Name of the King. At least I didn't waste 20 minutes washing dishes. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Let me ask you a
He's got a
question.
point.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Do they ever show the necromancer? That's what really the
Yes.
only thing that I was really interested in. Do they finally
Yes.
show him in the movie?
Yes.
Is it interesting? Is it impressive?
Yeah, it actually is. I have to say it is.
Short.
And the whole battle, I mean, the battle there, I mean, Galadriel, damn.
Yeah. Actually, you get to see how much of a really
Badass
kick
bitch
butt
she is.
character that is. But there's only a couple of things that could make this better, and I'm gonna say it right now.
You say Anne
And,
Frank, I'm gonna slap you.
No, Nazis. Needed Nazis.
Orc Nazis, yes.
Orc Nazis. Orc Nazis from the moon. That's what we need.
Oh, dude.
Oh, you just came up with a new sci-fi movie right there, man. Right there.
Hey,
You're gonna
I
see that
am
in
amazed
a
they're
year.
making
We
an
already
Iron
have
Sky
Nazis
2.
from the
Okay?
moon.
Hey,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
come
enjoy
on.
that when it comes out.
Iron Sky was great. I mean, come on.
Yeah, part 2
And then
has
they
Hitler
go-
riding a dinosaur.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Even before part 2, dude, they have the director's cut of Iron Sky. Come on.
I saw that. It was good. I loved
I
it.
haven't seen the
I haven't seen it
director's
yet.
cut. I haven't seen the director's cut. Did they
Oh,
add
I-
a lot?
They added a lot. It was really really good. I liked it. I liked Iron Sky. The
And I liked
director's cut.
Iron Sky in the first place. I mean, come on. the German teacher at our school loves it and shows it to the kids in German class.
Oh,
That's hilarious, man. No, but yeah. You know, and that's the only thing that could make this Tolkien movie better. You know, Nazi orcs from the moon.
all right.
Wow.
Following our tradition, as we are, we're going to grade the movie. Um, I'm going to start with Orly since you came in last at the theater.
Yeah, you know what? I got the very last actual ticket, and I was in front of everyone else who was waiting for tickets to come in, you know, and all that stuff. So that was actually kind of fun being the envy of those people. But you know, I liked watching it. I watched it. I had to hold myself before I went to the restroom, and
Your
you
kidney
know,
water?
my kidney
We
water.
all ran to the restroom after that.
Yeah, and you know what? Everything was good, but it still left me wanting. Because it still left me wanting, I have to give this an 80. You know, because it was okay, it was good, I enjoyed it, and especially liked watching it with you guys. But you know what? The movie left me wanting. It was like having a whole bunch of Coca-Cola, and I was still thirsty.
Well,
Coca-Cola is wonderful, but if you drink too much, a lot of it, you get thirsty.
well, let me say with me, the movie again. I read The Hobbit. I'm not like a huge Tolkien fan and all that, but I'm familiar with the books, and I knew generally what was going to happen. The thing that disappointed me was that to me it felt short. That not short in time, but that they shortened a bunch of characters that I grew to like. Smog should not have been in that movie. I mean, to me it felt like really that's it. I blink your eye and it's over. And then the issue, certain characters that have been there since the first movie became really, really background characters. And I felt that's disrespectful to these characters because these characters have been here through 2 movies. They've been on the same journey with the main characters, and they needed to be developed. They
You wanted
needed to
Mr.
have resolution.
Sweaterdorf, didn't you? You wanted Mr. Sweaterdorf to have a
Uh-huh.
better.
I needed some better resolution with these characters. And then the other thing that really, again, David disagreed, but I think this movie was just really a big, huge battle scene, which to me was not the best battle scene I've seen in Lord of the Rings. I thought the Two Towers had a better battle scene. I was more enthralled in Return of the King battle scenes. But again, those are my opinions. I thought this one really fell short in character development. I think they were just trying to rush it. I mean, maybe Peter Jackson wanted a 4th movie, and damn him if he did want one. I think it should have been done in 2 movies, but
There, I would disagree with you again
well,
because a
again,
lot
hold
of
on,
the.
I'm talking.
You're saying that this.
Wait a minute.
apologize.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you'll have your chance. And part of it again is that I felt that it was like the director didn't quite know where to finish it because some of the ending scenes I felt could have been better. I would have liked to seen a little more resolution. Let me just say this: those who are not familiar with the books and all that are going to ask the same question: what the hell happened to that stone?
Mm-hmm.
See, we know who read the books, but people who don't know and all that going, what the hell happened to that? It was so important early in the movie. And then,
I'm not going to say anything.
as a grade, I'm going to agree with Orly. This movie gets a B. Not a B plus, not a B minus, just a regular old B. It was entertaining. If you have watched the first 2 movies, you've journeyed with them, you have to finish it. And I'm going to go back. I am going to see it with the wife. I'm going to see it in the IMAX or high definition 3D just to finish it. But I'm just glad it's over. I'm done. I'm finished. It's over.
Um, okay. Myself, Tolkien fan. I've been going with these films since the very beginning. I am more. I allow Peter Jackson and the people that are working with him to have the leeway to be able to do what they are going to do. And as for the scene that you're looking for, I can almost guarantee you that it will be in the extended edition. And he has to hold something back for the extendeds. As for the movie itself, I was satisfied. I liked it. Um, it completed a good journey for me. It brought you all the way around. As for the other dwarves, the thing is that if you would have had each and every single one having their own scenes, you would have gone ahead and been even more eclectic than what it was in regards to going here, there, and back again. That you wouldn't have been able to go ahead and say who is who, what is what. And quite frankly, some of the dwarves, I would have liked to have seen them battling together, but they did follow the three that were the most important, and most importantly, in a very important part of the book, it does not deviate, period. I was afraid that they might do something to deviate it, but it does not. Uh, Myself, the couple of things that I was more wanting, I wanted more Beorn. You barely get him in it. Um, and a couple of other, battle scenes. And I am in agreement. It didn't have as much with the battles, but my important thing is the first half. You go ahead and see what's going on with Thorin. And this is something that they went into detail. Now, I'm going to explain why. First off, why was there no two? Why was it made to 3 instead of 2? And I'm going to go ahead and tell you this: if they would have done it just 2 movies, they would have been rushed. I liked what they added in here. I liked the personal touch. I liked that you were able to go ahead and get a little bit of all of them. And I'm sure you're going to be seeing more in the extended. And I know people hate that. I want it in there in the first place. I don't want to have to pay twice. But if you don't want to pay twice, good. Don't pay twice and don't see the extended. But myself, I liked the full journey. It finished it for me. It tied it in very nicely. You have more growth in Bilbo in this than even in the books. He really, when he goes ahead and does what he has to do in this movie, it was not easy. And you see him taking his time deliberating about it.
Mm-hmm.
And one scene I do want to point out that I think was awesome in pointing out everything in this, because as I said, Smaug, even after he's dead, he's a character in this. And that would be the scene on top of the gold.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that scene. The way that they handled that was just awesome. For myself, I would give this an A. Not an A+, an A. It gave me what I needed, what I wanted. It really ended it with a good note. And you say you're done. I'm saying let's go ahead and take on Baron and Luthien right now, or go ahead and bring in Turin Turambar. But either way, I'm not finished with it. But, if I have to wait another 10 years for them to get to the Silmarillion, I'll wait the 10 more years for them to go ahead and do the Silmarillion.
I'm done.
An A.
All right, and that's our review for The Hobbit. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to take a little break for the holidays and all that coming up. So again, we're gonna be back sometime after the Christmas holiday, and we're gonna do our annual
Year-end
best
review.
of. We're going to be looking at the best and worst of 2014 and talk about what's ahead. So be sure to join us for our look back special. Until then, thank you for joining us.
Oh, Tom Bombadil, Tom Bombadil.
Bombadillo.
See you
I
guys.
want him in. I want him in. I miss Tom. Tom in. He needs his own film. The Tom Bombadil film.